Welcome to Jurassic World.
Jurassic World is the fourth film in the Jurassic Park franchise, and since it's recently been released on Blu-ray, I thought I'd go ahead and take a look at this film. So let's go ahead and start with the cast and some of the positive aspects of this movie. First up is Bryce Dallas Howard. She plays Claire, who's the operations manager for the park, and yes, I openly admit, I think she's hot. Next up is Chris Pratt, who plays Owen Grady, the Velociraptor trainer. His career has really taken off ever since The Office, and thanks to this film, we now have, probably without a doubt, one of the most famous pictures ever posted online, and probably the most parodied in quite a while. Next up is Vincent D'Onofrio. He really nailed it as a bad guy in this film. He is just a brilliant actor, especially from his performance in Full Metal Jacket and most recently Daredevil. And if you have not seen him as Wilson Fisk in Daredevil, I highly recommend you check it out. There were quite a few nods and references to the first original film that some people may have missed or really didn't pay attention to. One of the first nods to the first film was the excavation scene, which was turned into a children's activity for Jurassic World. Next up, we had the return of Mr. DNA. That was always one of my favorite segments in the first film. One of the things that some people may not have noticed is that the T-Rex in Jurassic World is the same T-Rex from Jurassic Park, and it's a little obvious if you look at the scars on the T-Rex from his earlier encounter with raptors from the first film. Here's the main reason why I enjoyed this film. Dinosaurs. I love dinosaur films. Whether or not it's a Japanese kaiju film or something like the Jurassic Park series, these are the kind of films that I am attracted to. Even if the plot is a little weak, let's face it, it's dinosaurs, and who doesn't want to see a dinosaur? Albert Einstein said that insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. And in case of the Jurassic Park franchise, that pretty much rings true. It doesn't matter how much you run, the results are always the same. As enjoyable as this film was, I have to admit there are a couple of characters that, quite frankly, to me kind of drag things down a bit. Jake Johnson as Lowry. I just could not stand this character. To me, he was pointless and really had nothing to do with advancing the plot whatsoever. He was just an annoying character. Irfan Khan as Mr. Masrani, the new CEO of InGen. Now, I saw the importance of his character. I understood why his character was in the film. But nothing made me care about him. So when he died, instead of, oh man, I was just like, well, okay, he's dead. I didn't see a point to the character, even though I understood his importance. B.D. Wong has returned as Dr. Henry Wu, which was surprising. It was, when I heard the news that he was going to be returning as Dr. Henry. It seems like if you saw this film that they are definitely setting him up to be a future antagonist, which actually I think is pretty interesting. Ty Simpkins and Nick Robinson as Zach and Gray. To be honest, I really didn't care if they made it through the park. I really didn't. I know that sounds callous, but I understood the sibling rivalry, the emotional disconnection of the older brother, wanting to be on his own. But I just really did not care if they survived. Legendary Pictures, who have taken over the franchise, the visual effects are outstanding. Legendary definitely brought their A game to these films, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what else they do with the Jurassic Park brand. This fight between the T-Rex and the Indominus Rex is without a doubt the greatest dinosaur fight that I have ever seen on film. And I'm certainly hoping that Legendary can continue this tradition of just really good filmmaking, despite some of the flaws of the film, they just really, really upped the game in terms of CGI dinosaurs, and I really, really admire that.